Have you ever wondered what difference exists between Nigeria and America, for example, in education? You might know some Nigerians who've gone to school in America or England or different parts of the world, and you notice that some of them, in general, actually a lot of them will go to study something, work through it, finish it, get their degree, move on. Some of them go on to PhDs and so on and so forth. And you might notice a trend of just this attitude to education and learning from people from Nigeria. Maybe you've asked that question, maybe not, but I want to tell you a little bit about what Nigeria does in training its students that other, like America, maybe doesn't do as much, or England. The first thing is value. Almost every Nigerian parent from a very young age would tell the child that you're gonna go far in education. Like, I want you to be the best you can be. Literally, they value education in that sense. I mean, kids in Nigeria are told about MIT before some of them have learned ABC, that they might even think the letters of the alphabets are MIT before ABC, right? Because that's all the parents are talking about. You're going to go to MIT, you're going to go to Harvard. We want you to learn from the best, right? I remember as a kid reading newspaper articles about the best universities in the world. I mean, I'm here in Abuja, Nigeria, and I even saw where it says Yale University. I called it Yale University, right? I was all about these top universities, Johns Hopkins, Yale. This was before I even knew I could ever leave the country, leave Nigeria, right? So value is placed on learning and education as a way for you to grow and move in life. That's number one. So value. I don't feel like we value education as much in America. Now, I'm an American as well, but I'm just saying, I feel like we don't value it as much. We value sports, we value entertainment and some other things. We have all the priorities that sometimes we shouldn't have. Or we put them in the wrong place, but we need to value learning, not just school, but learning for learning's sake, right? That's one area Nigeria can do better, is that we don't focus just on the grades and the schooling, but that we focus on seeking to flourish mentally in all that God has given us. So that's number one, is value. Number two is ownership. When I was in 7th grade in Nigeria, I'm not making this up, but you can look it up. I'm going to write this down on the board. We had to take 17 subjects with 17 teachers, and our 17 notebooks had to all be up to date every week. I repeat, as a 7th grader, I had to take English, math, social studies, science, Hausa, which is what I speak, Yoruba, French, on and on. 17 subjects with 17 teachers, and guess what? There was no parental involvement. Zero. Because I was in a boarding school. So 7th graders are capable of way more than we give them credit for. And I look at in America, some people don't have notebooks, like 7th graders who don't have notebooks, right? For subjects. And these are things that I'm like, wait, what? Like, there's no ownership. We need to help kids own their learning at an early age as soon as we can. Our goal should be to get them to want to, like, they should be inspired to want to become driven to learn on their own. That should be the goal. Not just doing their homework, but having a drive to do their own, like to push themselves, right? We need to encourage them to do that. I'm not saying that we're going to get Americans doing 17 subjects in 7th grade, but that's what I recommend. And then lastly is context. So remember that. The context is important. In Nigeria, if you fail 7th grade, you repeat 7th grade. In Nigeria, there's limited opportunities, so everybody needs to strive to do their best with what they have, or they find themselves in a difficult place. In America, we're blessed with opportunities, and so you can fail. You can literally drop out of school and still become a millionaire someday, depending on, how the path of life goes and things you work on. In Nigeria, if you drop out, you're going to be in serious trouble, right? And so what are we doing to inspire American students to still seek excellence, even in the midst of the abundance that they have? That's really the trick. That's really the interesting piece we have to figure out. How do you help someone to care when they know that if they don't care, they'll be okay? That's interesting, right? I look forward to sharing more videos with you about some of these comparisons and lessons we can learn from both sides of the aisle. Okay, it's not just Nigeria alone, but this video is Nigeria. Let's talk about America helping Nigeria next time. Have a blessed day.